Okay, we back. We back. It's Friday, and I'm normally not here now on Fridays, but that's got my little sweetheart behind me. That's my little grand. Um, the market is. I don't know what the unemployment look like today, but I guess somebody will tell me. But mine one. Let's go to our share. Let's share our file. I'm gonna go to my tool because I'm looking at one that is an OTC stock. It went off the NASDAQ, but some reason it's going up today. It's about 30% or whatever today. It's undervalued about 86%. But it's called Vectar. And it's one of those clinical stage COVID type or other infectious diseases. But I always liked this one. It was up as $15 at one point, but it's down to cents. I think I bought it back again at about 35 cents, but it's up to date to about 65 cents the last I looked at it. And I have 10,000 shares on. I should have gotten a little more just to, I got to start hitting these things a little better. But the earnings are forecast to decline, they said, for whatever reason, and they're currently unprofitable, not forecast to become profitable. So I want you to, and it's mostly it's not an institutional stock. It was at one point, but I guess because of the length of the trials that I used to call this one my COVID gummy uh, stock. But growth is, it's going down past performance. You can see what it's doing there. It haven't been doing well. Financial health. Let's look at this one for a while. Financial health, its assets and liabilities is high. Short-term liabilities is high. Long-term liabilities is they've been getting some partners. Vex have more cash than total debt. And that's always a good thing. But he said the debt to equity ratio increased from 11 to 13% over the past 5 years. Debt to equity, that's what he said. They said from debt to equity, increased because people, if you're gonna stay in this business, you're gonna have to give away some equity because they got a good product with just dividends they don't give. Um, but if you look at the management staff, management, it's like half and half. And Stephen Lowe, he owns a lot of this stock, but he makes a lot of money, and the compensation versus market compensation versus earning, it just don't get it. Why is they giving this guy $2 million? I don't know. I would definitely not give him no $2 million. He lost a lot of money for folks. But Steve Lowe, he must know what he's doing. He must got something up his sleeve because I'm gonna show you something. That's who he is. But I can show you the leadership. Steve Lowe, this guy's the chief financial scientific officer, and this guy's chief medical officer. But they got experienced management on this team. We got 58, 50 average tenure. And then you got a board that's got an experienced board. But you can see people who've been buying, but it's insiders. These are all insiders. These are not institutions. These are all, even Steve Lowe came in and bought some more. He bought 100,000. But this guy, uh, this guy named Finney, I think he came in and bought a lot lately. He's been buying, he bought up 178. Some of these guys just been buying up. And in the last 3 months, 60,000 shares has been bought. That's not a lot of shares, John. 37, 30, 30, you say 30, only about $24,000 and they paid in that. But you can see general public on most of this, and then institutions on only 1.1. But you can see the stock has never been diluted. The shares has never been diluted. They haven't reverse split anything like that. But this guy, Michael Finney, he bought a lot. He got a lot of shares now. He got 600. He's the second largest shareholder. Whoever he comes in, why he's buying this. But this guy, right, this LLP, it's like a lawyer or whatever. He got the lion's share of this thing. Who is Marshall Wallace? Is he anyone? Okay, which one is he an insider in here? There go William Watson. Is he one of the top shareholders up here? No. So he's one of the insiders. Why is this guy buying all? Do he know something we don't know? What do Michael, the Marshall? He's not. He bought 10%, but this guy Michael Finney, he bought his. He increased his. But do this guy know something? You know, this. It's got 100 million in market share, 100 million cap, but it's like it went down ODC. Founder and uh, you can see it went up and it went down, but it's got about 105 employees and it's stationed in California, San Francisco, California. So we don't know what's going on. We don't know. We don't know. We can only speculate. Okay, we only speculate. So you know, we gonna see. Let's see what it's doing now. Let's go to the market. We got about 8 minutes. We gonna reshare. So that's the winner today so far. If it's unless people start taking money back, is that but this it's up to 300 and some dollars. 300 is up 91%. It's almost doubled itself in the last couple of days. But can see everything else is falling back. Even Netflix is $10, and then you got Nvidia is not doing too well. Nvidia is always, it comes in and comes out. You don't know something guys, look at this one. This one, somebody's pumping this one right here. Should I snatch it out? Is it gonna go down? Is it gonna go back up? Should I take 1,000 shares out? I should take a little of that money just to so I won't lose it, because these guys, I made about 92% of my profit on this thing. But I like to say I'm always slow. I'm slow when it comes to this stuff. But look at the BE. I picked that up. That's like a plugs rival, but it's $120. Look at that made me a little money. I picked up that, and I picked up CVX because of Venezuela stuff, and that Venezuela even I don't know whether this is connected to it, but CVS, Chevron, I made a little money on Chevron. And, 162, I bought it at 155. And then you got, this is when I'm waiting on that motorcycle one. And should I buy more? No, I ain't got no money to buy more, but I got 10,000 of them out there. GovOx, I did put 2,000 because they could reverse split after the day. So I bought a little more, so I at least get 80 shares because I like this one. But they're doing a 1-to-25 reverse split today. But they made me a little money over there. And the GPOS, they made me some too. I came back in at 32. It's 35 right here, but I had them at like 12 cents. I had 5,000 at 12 cents. And what I did sell it. And I went back in. And just put 3,000 out there because I want to see what that's going to do, because that was normally about $9 a share. Okay, we got about 5 minutes, and then Netflix is Netflix. It went down all the way down to 88, so I couldn't hold out any longer. So I got back in at 88. Let's see if Netflix knows something I don't know and get back up to the 120 or whatever it was before, or get back all the way up to $1,400 because Netflix is pretty soon. I got 20 of them. I only got 20 of them. But NVIDIA, even though they got all this stuff going for them, NVIDIA's, I kept getting in and out. This year I haven't made anything that much money. I haven't made anything on that. I lost a little money on NVIDIA, but that's okay. I'm gonna keep my seat in the ground because I think they get ready to pop too. And ONDS, they had good earnings, and so. And they had some good news, and I let them ride today, but I'll probably take them out Monday if they don't do anything. They haven't hit that threshold yet. And Oxy was bought out, or Oxy was bought out by the chemical piece. They were bought out by Buffett Company, and so that's why I picked up about 10 of them. And then R&R, they get ready to have earnings on the 13th. That's next week. So I got them, that's robotics. And then you got SIDC. They keep going. At first they're going up. I made a little money, and then I probably break even at them right now. But I think that's a good tag. And then the UFG, I think that's one of those medical stocks too. I'm gonna keep that one, my seed in the ground on that one. I like this one. I got it at 107. It's about 128 today. I think 132 or 129 or whatever it is. It keeps going up and down, up and down. But VXRT is the, like I say, is the winner. But you can see people snatching, maybe starting to fizzle out. But I made about $600 on that thing right now. I'm gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna see how it can get to $1. It's supposed to be about $4, but it should have been about $15 because they got some things going on. WGRT, I will leave that one alone. Now we'll look at XCRT. I look at that again about Monday. It went back down to $7 and something. It was up as high as $8 and almost 50 cents early this week. But I like XCRT shares, but we will see, But I'm gonna leave it at that. And I'm gonna stop sharing at that point. But I'm gonna still look at this one right here. This one right here is a good one right there. This is the winner. VXRT is the winner today. Clearly the winner, unless it goes down. People start taking profits instead of waiting after hours and stick just piling it on because they got a convention that's coming up to talk about some things. I think they pick up a new partner, and I think they got a convention that's coming up, a conference that's coming up on the 13th. And the 13th today is the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. That's on Tuesday. So people waiting to see what's going to happen. They still blowing this one up, but it's got a relatively low flow, but it's not that low at this point in time. On the 13th, you had a robotics is coming in too. So we're gonna see what happens. We gonna stop right now, and we're gonna let it play out and see what happens. We went up to 60 now. It's trying to get 69. It's going to get to $1. I'll probably make it when it get to about 1,000. I'll snatch it out because I got to go on a trip anyway. I got to go to a conference just it's in Atlanta. So that'll be some of my spending money when I do go down there. So I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. God bless you. God keep you. And God cause his face shining and give you peace because we know that God is the one that's going to keep us. I don't know which one he's going to blow up, but I'm going to keep my seed in the ground on a lot of these. These are good ones this year. Even GovOx, I just can't see myself getting out of that one. These are the ones that can fly up when need be. And we gonna leave that alone. And plus, VXRT has never been diluted. Its funds have very rarely diluted. So they just, rather than dilute themselves, go reverse split, they went on OCT, the OCC stock. So I'm gonna stop sharing and God bless you.